Welcome back. All right, so 4 games tonight in the National Hockey League to talk about, and then we'll talk about what that does to the standings after we're done talking about these 4 games. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump in. Some high-scoring games tonight, and none higher scoring than this one between Edmonton and Washington. 2 teams that came into this one really needing some victories, both of them sitting below the playoff line coming into it. Skinner versus Thompson in this one, early press by the Oilers, the Capitals block. There's a net feed to Beauvillier, that gets blocked. And then at 2:16, Protas buries a rebound in the crease. He came into this one with 1 goal in his last 15 games. The assist to Carlson and Sordoff. The Caps then press for another. The teams trade rushes and turnovers. The Oilers press at 5 minutes, and at 6:04, Ovechkin tips a screenshot into the net. The assist to Chychrun and Roy. The Oilers would answer, though, and make it 2-1. 7:05 in, it is Nurse. It's a point shot pass to screen. McDavid and Draisaitl with the assists. But then Washington gets that back. At 10:34, it is Leonard with a wrister from the slot. McMichael and Carlson with the assists. 3 goals on 7 shots. Milano nearly adds another. He hits the post. And then at 12:16, off of a face-off win, it's a one-timer from the point. Darnell Nurse gets the goal. Zach Hyman credited with an assist on this one. And that makes it 3-2. And I was like, all right, so it's going to be like 12-10, 13-8. The goaltending was definitely optional. The shots are 10-7 Capitals with 5.5 minutes left. The Oilers draw a power play. It's killed off. 1 shot on net. It's 3-2 Washington after 1. Second period, early press for the Oilers. Strome fires one high in a rush. The Caps press at 3 minutes. The Oilers get pinned down, but they block the path to the net. Shots are only 2-1 for the Capitals at 4.5 minutes, considering the amount of zone time they had in the Oilers' end. It's not very many chances. Frederick has a shot that's blocked as the Oilers get some pressure. Sordoff's then denied on a turnover opportunity. The Oilers have a 3-on-2 that gets defended, and things are getting kind of scrambly at this point in the game. No long pressures by either team. Shots are 4-3 Oilers with 8.5 minutes left, and at 11:49 on a net drive, Leonard just puts it around Skinner into the net from McMichael. That makes it 4-2. Oilers draw a power play. There's a shorthanded rush by Protas that helps to kill it. The Oilers press with 2 minutes left. The Caps get pinned down late, but they block the net pretty well. And even though there were a lot of opportunities, not very many hit the net. 10 total shots in that second period. Third period, Draisaitl has a sharp angle one-timer. That's held. McMichael to Leonard, near miss. And then at 2:41, Tomaszek puts in a pass from behind the net. He scores this one from Mangiapane and Janmark. McDavid's then denied on a rush. The Caps press at 6 minutes. And then at 6:37, the Capitals get their lead back up to 2 goals. Beauvillier scores from Dylan Strome. The Oilers then draw a power play, and they score on it. It's a cross-ice pass, and in at 7:47, Draisaitl with the power play goal, McDavid and Bouchard with the assist. So this was a very all-over-the-place game. Heavy Oilers pressure with 9 minutes left. There's a power play for the Capitals. That's killed off. No shots on net. Oilers press with 4 minutes left. The Caps guilty of an icing with 1:48 left. So that's when you pull the goaltender, get the big guns on the ice. And at 18:59, Tom Wilson hits the empty net. McMichael and Carlson with the assists, making it 6-4, making it officially an 80s game. Goalie pull happens again, and at 19:27, Tom Wilson hits the empty net yet again, makes it a 7-4 win for the Washington Capitals. Shots on net, 11-9 Washington in the first, 5 apiece in the second period, 14-5 Edmonton in the third. Final shots 28-21 for the Oilers. Power plays, Edmonton 1 for 3, Washington 0 for 1. The hits 16-11 for Washington. Skinner, ugly numbers, 14 saves on 19 shots. Thompson had a rough first period, seemed to pick it up after that. Saved 24 out of 28 in this one. All right, moving along. The Calgary Flames and the Buffalo Sabres, Cooley versus Ellis, in a battle between goaltenders we would not have expected, say, as recently as April, to have seen as the starting goaltenders for either of these teams. The Flames, I know there's a lot of guys that have moved since April, and I'm just saying, it's kind of fun when it's a matchup between goalies, and I know they haven't faced each other before. So the Flames press at a minute and a half, they're kept to the outside. Sabres get a power play, it's killed off, no shots on net, so it doesn't help their momentum there. Buffalo presses at 5 minutes, and at 5:58, it's the Flames getting on the board first. Anderson deposits a rebound and close at the net. Ball and Sharon Govich with the assists on that one. Shots are 6-3 for the Flames at 7 minutes. No easy pucks for Buffalo. Calgary was all over them in this one. Really aggressive play without taking penalties. And at 12:04, they make it 2-0. It's a net feed that's buried by Farabee, Kadri, and Sharon Govich with the assists. It's 2-0 Calgary at that stage. Things get pushed in a hold by Cooley. The Sabres score. There's a goalie interference challenge, and it works. So that takes the goal off the board. The fans vehemently disagreed with that. Buffalo presses to get it back. Flames press with 3 minutes left. Dunn has a rush chance that's blocked. With 1:43 left, the Flames go to the power play. So they have the man advantage going to the second period up 2-0, where the Sabres do finish the kill. A net feed to Quinn gets blocked. Morton can't bury one in close. Puck gets cleared out. The Sabres draw a power play. There's a shorthanded rush by Backlund that's fired wide. The power play's killed off. The Flames ice it right after it's done. Krebs is denied then as the Flames get pinned down a little bit after that. Backlund has a net drive then that's saved. And at 10:21 on a turnover, Samuelsson gets Buffalo on the board to make it 2-1. He roofs it there, so Samuelsson continues to be productive this year on the blue line for Buffalo. Sabres draw a power play. That's killed off. Shots are 9-4 for Buffalo with 5 minutes left, and at 15:57, it is Thompson with a one-timer during some more pressure by Buffalo. Samuelsson and Dahlin with the assists. It's a 2-2 tie. Things get pushed in a hold by Cooley. Coronado has a rush chance. That's held. The Flames press in the final minute. It is 2-2 after the second period. Third period early jump for Buffalo. Coleman fires one wide on a rush, and then at 2:02, it's a cross-ice pass and in, and it's a rush goal. Frost gets this one from Huberdeau and Coronado. Shots are 2-0 Calgary at 4.5 minutes. Sabres press at 7 minutes, and at 7:34 on a turnover, Backlund buries a rebound. The assist to Rasmus Andersson, so that makes it 4-2 Calgary. Flames press for another, and eventually they get it. At 9:48, it's Farabee wiring one on a fast break. Nice goal there. 2-goal game for him. Kadri and Anderson with the assists. Things get pushy and punchy on a hold by Cooley. Farabee then fires one high on a 2-on-1 rush as he's looking for the hat trick. And then at 17:49, just a bewildering goal. If Coronado had called it beforehand, it would have been beautiful. Basically, he fires it off the glass, and then it bounces down and it hits Ellis's leg and goes into the net. So Coronado gets the goal from Frost and Huberdeau at 17:49, and that's the kind of game it was for Buffalo. 6-2 win for the Calgary Flames. Tough night for the Sabres. Shots on net, 11-5 Calgary in the first, 12-10 Buffalo in the second, 14-13 Calgary in the third. Final shots, 35-30 for the Flames. Power plays, Calgary 0-1, Buffalo 0-3. The hits, both teams had 17. Cooley, 28 saves on 30 shots. Ellis, 29 saves on 35 shots. All right. Moving along, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Minnesota Wild. So, Anderson versus Wallstead. The start time being at 9 o'clock local for Minnesota, I think stinks. I understand that TBS, moves the start times around for the doubleheaders, but I think it stinks. I think when they're showing the post game from Edmonton, Washington, and they delay the puck drop here by 20 minutes, why? Like when this game stopped, if they just done the puck drop right after, I don't think you need post game in November. I don't think it's that, because it's an 82 game schedule. Neither Washington nor Edmonton are above the playoff line, even with this result. So I don't know why they didn't just go right to and have the puck drop on time. But I have talked about this before. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because I felt bad for people in Minnesota, especially if you have kids bringing them to the game. The game's not over till after 11:30 at night. So, Johansson can't bury one in close, and then at 1:54, Faber has one deflect in off of his skate. Zuccarello and Urov with the assist, so Faber stays red hot. He's been scoring at a really good pace this year. Wild then press for another. Hall has a rush chance that's kicked aside. Shots are 2 apiece at 5 minutes. Canes press at 5.5 minutes. The Wild do a good job of blocking. More pressure by the Canes at 7 minutes. In fact, they draw a power play, and they allow a shorthanded goal during that. At 11:46, it is Boldy rifling one on a breakaway, and they finish killing that off. Carolina's power play is still not good. The Canes press with 6.5 minutes left. Riley has a one-timer that goes wide. Puck's cleared out. Then with 6.6 seconds left, Carolina goes back to the power play. So it's 2-0 Minnesota after one. The power play rolls over into the second period for Carolina, and the Wild finish killing that off. Stankoven's denied on a rush. Johansson has a shot that's held as the Wild get some pressure. Faber has a rush chance. That's kicked aside. The Wild draw themselves a power play. Eriksson Ek can't bury one in close. Then there's a shorthanded rush by Aho, which helps to finish the kill. Stankoven has a slot shot that's kicked aside. There's a post for Blake as the Canes press, and this is the part of the game where Minnesota's just like, this Wallstead guy's pretty good. We should just lean on him for the rest of the night. More pressure by the Canes with 8 minutes left. The Wild press with 7 minutes left. And then at 14:03, Blake, it's a point shot. It's screened and it's tipped in by Blake, which ends the shutout streak for Wallstead at about 175 minutes, and he was being jinxed by TNT constantly. So Blake scores this one from Walker and Stankoven at 14:03. I don't really believe in jinxes, but if he keeps talking about shutouts constantly, anyways. And they just kept talking about Wallstead shutout streak. The Wild look to respond. Stahl gets denied from the doorstep. There's more pressure by the Canes with 2 minutes left, and it was lucky for the Wild that the horn went, I should say. They're still up 2-1 after 2. Third period, 15 seconds in, a very important goal for Minnesota. Zuccarello goes glove side on a breakaway. The assist to Kaprizov and Yurov. So 2-goal lead for Minnesota, and we'll see just how important that is. The fans call one, the referee does not. Jarvis has a wrister that's held as the Canes press. The Wild get pinned down, but they're blocking the path to the net as well as they can. Shots are still 4-1 Carolina at 6 minutes. And then at 6:34, it's a cross-ice pass and in on a rush. Aho gets this one from Svechnikov and Jarvis. The Wild look to respond. They don't get much pressure, and then the Canes get some pressure with 8 minutes left. The Wild at this point are just basically telling Wallstead, it's up to you. It's all on you. If you can get us the 2 points, that'd be great. You don't have to buy drinks at the next team meeting or team party or team dinner. Just stay away from barbecues and watch out for knives and glass. At any rate, weird injuries around the NHL. I think team dinners should just be put on hold for now. So goalie pull happens with 1 minute and 50 seconds left, and you could feel this coming. At 18:54, Blake buries one from the doorstep. Ehlers and Goss to spare with the assists. I felt bad for Wallstead at this point because he had no support. They were outshot 29-8 over the last 40 minutes of regulation. So we go to overtime. The Canes control early. Kaprizov would steal. Wild set up. Canes get it back. They set up. Blake is denied. The Wild get it back. And then Blake's robbed on a breakaway. So Minnesota did everything they could to get 1 point tonight. But in the shootout, Boldy gets the winner. Wallstead saves everything he faces. And Minnesota gets 2 points because Jesper Wallstead is their goaltender. Shots on net, 14-10 Carolina in the first, 16-5 Carolina in the second, 13-3 Carolina in the third, and that 3 is including that goal 15 seconds into the period. After that, they were outshot 13-2, and then in overtime, the shots were 2-1 for Carolina. They outshoot Minnesota 45-19. Power plays 0-2 for Carolina, 0-1 for Minnesota. The hits 18-12 for the Wild. Anderson saves 16 out of 19. Wallstead saves 42 out of 45. So, yeah, really, really good game for Wallstead. And, yeah, there you go. All right, next up. The last game of the night we're going to talk about is Boston and Anaheim. So it's Korpisalo versus Dostal. Early press by the Bruins. Vetrano couldn't bury a rebound. Puck gets cleared out. And then Anaheim would get the lead. At 2:29, Harkins puts one in from the doorstep on what was the first official shot on net for Anaheim. The assist to Johnston and Nestorenko. So there's Nestorenko on the board again. Pasternak has a shot that's held as the Bruins press. The shots are 4 apiece, 5 minutes in. It was a pretty wide open first period. And then at 6:28, it's a point shot that deflects in off Minton. So Minton puts it in his own net by accident. Gudas credited with the goal, McTavish and Seneca with the assists. So Anaheim has themselves a 2-0 lead at home. Shots are 8-6 Boston at 8.5 minutes. Ducks draw a power play. That's killed off. The Bruins then draw a power play, and it did not take long. This was, last time I looked, still credited to Geekie. I thought it was Blumel's goal. But it's Geekie. It's batted out of the air past Dostal, Lindholm, and Zaka with the assists of 14:58. The referee immediately said it's credited as a good goal. There was no challenge for a high stick. And if you look on the replay, it was pretty clear it was not above the crossbar. Shots are 16-8 for Boston with 4 minutes left. Zadorov is then robbed on a 2-0 rush. So I guess Anaheim had been watching what was going on in the Minnesota game. They're like, hey, Dostal can play like that too. Let's see what he can do. There's a fight between Steves and Vetrano. So there was a couple of fights in this game. It's 2-1 Anaheim after 1. Second period. Bruins have early pressure, just like they did in the first period. Lots of Bruins shots getting fired wide at this point. Some prime opportunities. Viela's a net drive chance, that saved. And most of the first 5 minutes is played in the Anaheim zone. Shots are 4-1 for Boston at 6 minutes. Pretty strong forechecking by the Bruins as well. One of the more impressive games I thought the Bruins have played through 40 minutes tonight. Things get pushed in a hole by Korpisalo. The Ducks score. It's waved off for goalie interference, and then the Ducks press looking to get that back. Then we get a power play for the Ducks, and they do get it back, and they go up 3-1 at 13:47 with 3 seconds left in the power play. It is Strome tipping one in, McTavish and Gauthier with the assist, so 3-1 lead for the Ducks at that point. Gauthier then has a rush chance that's held. We get some pushing. Minton is denied on a fast break, as he probably felt bad about that goal that deflected in off of him. Things get pushy on most of the second half whistles. Then at 18:27, Asimont puts one through Dostal from the right circle. The assist to Zadorov, and so that makes it 3-2 after 40 minutes. Third period, the Ducks press at 2 minutes. We then had a fight between Viel and Gudis. They determined that coming out of that, the Ducks would have the power play. Terry's denied from the doorstep. The power play's killed off, but the shots are 5-1 Anaheim, 4.5 minutes in. The Bruins then draw a power play, and they score on it. At 7:39, it's past a screen, it's tipped in, and Geekie with the tip. He gets the second goal of the game. Pasternak and Hampus Lindholm with the assists. Boston's back to a tied game. We have a 3-3 draw. Ducks press to respond. Vetrano's denied from the doorstep. And then at 16:25, Moore gets his second goal of the season for Anaheim to put them up 4-3. The assist to Carlson and Terry. The Bruins would pull the goaltender with 1:30 left. They had opportunities, but in the end, Anaheim wins this one 4-3. Shots on net, 18-11 Boston in the first, 12-8 Boston in the second, and then Anaheim, I thought, played a much better third period. They outshoot Boston 14-9. Final shots, 39-33 for Boston, so lots of opportunities in this one. Shots, or power plays, I should say. 2 for 2 went the Boston Bruins, so Anaheim didn't kill any. Anaheim goes 1 for 3. The hits, 38-16 for Boston. Korpisalo, 29 saves on 33 shots. Dostal, 36 saves on 39 shots. I just want to point something out that I noticed here. 4 power plays in this game, 4 power plays in this game, 3 in this game, and then 5 in this game. It does feel like power play opportunities are starting to drop off a little bit, which might be why we started to see some lower scores coming into tonight. Tonight we didn't get those lower scores, but it is something to keep an eye on. It's one of those trends that we can see as the season goes along, and referees might not call something they might have called earlier in the year. At any rate, now let's discuss what this did to the standings. All right, so let's focus on what got changed. No change to the top 3 in the Central. Anaheim widened their lead over Vegas. They're 13-6-1 now, 27 points in 20 games, so they're on pace for 108 points, 110, about 111 points over an 82-game schedule. That's pretty good, right? The Chicago Blackhawks still the number 1 wild card, but we have a new team as the number 2 wild card. It's Minnesota, 10-7-4, 24 points in 21 games. If I could make this logo Jesper Wallsted's face, I would. I absolutely would. Right here. It'd be Wallsted. He has dragged Minnesota back above the playoff line. So that pushes Seattle below it at 9-5-5, 23 points in 19 games. They do have 2 games in hand on Minnesota. Utah drops as well. Edmonton now 9-9-4, 22 points in 22 games. The panic has got to be real at this point. Nothing else changes. Calgary does win their game. They now have 15 points in 22 games. They're still last in the West, but at least they have 6 wins. So, I mean, they're at least getting some wins. They've got 4 wins in their last 11. Then we look at the Atlantic. Boston's played more games than everybody else, so as the schedule evens out, I expect Boston to drop. They're now 12-10, 24 points in 22 games. Montreal has 3 games in hand on them. Tampa has 3 games in hand on them. So does Ottawa. So, yeah, once those teams play those games in hand, I would expect things to kind of settle out. Carolina, with their point tonight, 13-5-2, 28 points in 20 games. They pull 1 point clear of New Jersey. New Jersey is playing tomorrow in Florida. I've already got the boards set up for tomorrow because there was only 4 games tonight. So I figure I might as well set up tomorrow's boards for the 12-game night I got ahead of me. Islanders and Tampa still your wild card teams. Washington pushes themselves all the way up to the second team below the playoff line at 10-8-2, 22 points in 20 games. Same record as Columbus, pushes down the Rangers, Philadelphia, and Florida. And we'll see, because this is where everything's just crazy. However, Buffalo seems to be pulling themselves out of the race altogether. 7-9-4, 18 points in 20 games. They're 4 points back of a playoff spot, and the team they're chasing for that final playoff spot does have a game in hand. So, for Buffalo, they're 20 games into the season, and, well, I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to grade all the teams tomorrow. I figure we're close enough to the quarter mark that I can do a mark on how everybody's quarter has gone so far. in relation to expectations for this season. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.